How's it going, everyone? My name is Delpino, and in this video I'm going to be ranking all 7 of the events that GPO has put out so far. I'm going to rank each of them on how they changed the game. So right now we got the Christmas event, we got the first Valentine's event, we got the Easter 2021, the Halloween event, we got the anniversary event, we got the Christmas 2021, we got the Valentine's 2022 event. When I rank these events, I'm going to talk about how the map looked, I'm going to talk about how fun the boss battle was, and the overall enjoyability of the event as a whole. Now, unfortunately, I started playing in update 3.5, so I cannot rank these two fair. Even though I have collected the items, I'm going to be talking about the items in a separate video. So for right now, I can't really rank the map or the boss battle because I wasn't there to play. Anyway, to actually start this list off, we're going to be talking about the Easter 2021 event. Now, as the first event I played, I'm going to say right off the bat, this was a pretty good event, you know? The boss battle was kind of difficult because every move that this guy did block broke. Even the mini bunnies block broke, which got kind of annoying, but it wasn't impossible to deal with. Now, the Easter Island that they made into the game, compared to what they would come out with in the future, is not that interesting, but you know, it wasn't bad. It was pretty alright. When they put it into the game, this island was basically essential for getting level 325, which was the max at the time. It was so essential that in public lobbies even, you would actually find people who were willing to do the boss fight instead of just killing random low levels. I feel like most of the public servers I joined, I was able to do at least a few runs of the Easter boss before getting randomly attacked. Anyway, as a whole, for the boss battle, it wasn't cheesable. You could get him into the little rock corner, but only very few moves could hit him at that point. So like you would be spending like a good 30 minutes on one boss, which fighting the boss normally would be a better use of your time. And for that reason, I'm gonna put it A tier because it was a good boss battle. It was an alright map, pretty good as a whole, you know. Now the next one is Halloween. Now personally, I think this is best looking map that they came out. The lighting, like even the boss animations whenever they spawn in, I felt like that is probably best out of all of the events. They really went out with all the effects and stuff, and the weapons themselves look really good. Like a lot of time went into Transylvania and the Jester's Realm, but aside from that, I feel like the event, the boss battle itself, was not as fun as it could have been. Both of the bosses were actually really easy to cheese, and because of that, like you could just shove them into either the witch's hut or the tree. The drop rate of the Jester fit was really the thing that held this event back because it was only a 0.5 drop chance, and it was just made to be overvalued. It got its own category, and because of its drop chance, people were fighting 2 different bosses because you needed to have Ball's Core to fight the Jester. So you were fighting 2 different bosses, and most of the time you wouldn't get a drop because you would already have everything else. You were just fighting for the Jester. And I feel like just by repeating that, it was like a grind-a-thon, and it wasn't as fun as it could have been. So I'm putting that at B tier because it had potential. It was just lacking a little something, you know? There was no replayability. Now the next one is the anniversary event. I feel like this event probably didn't have the same amount of time as they put into the other events, and that really held it back. This event's island, it was nice in Island, you know? First you had that little stone place, and then the actual GPO island came out of the water, and it was nice. You know, it had a little something from every island onto the letters, and you had your little tower with the cloud on it where the presents were. There was nothing to do on that island. The only thing to do on that island was stand on the cloud and wait for presents to drop. This gets a little extra points because it took place in First Sea, so you didn't really need to grind to get there. Literally anybody could enjoy the event because it was right there. It came out with 2 different items that were meant to be overpriced, which again, the entire event was standing there waiting for every 5 minutes for some RNG to come your way, which isn't really fun. And also, it was even worse if you were there in a public server, because you'd have to compete with everyone else, because it was only 2 days like this event was up. So your chances were already low to begin with a time limit that was like really small. That just upset everybody, I think. And the presents themselves, they weren't good. Aside from the candy cane, I don't think many people used what they got. Also, the presents themselves would literally either fall off or get taken by other people. So I feel like as a whole, it kind of flopped as an event. I think the only people who really thought of this event fondly were people who got prestige candy cane, which isn't a whole lot of people. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about the Christmas 2021. Now, this event, people have said that it's a lot like the Halloween event. And honestly, it's true. But if we kind of ignore that for a second and think of Christmas as its own event with Halloween not happening, I'm saying it's a really good event, because the island, it was nice. It was kind of simple, but it was alright. It was a moderately big island. It had a lot to explore, I guess. The workshop was nice. The little cave for the snowman boss was pretty good, you know. There was a lot of places you could protect yourself from the attacks from the boss. You couldn't really cheese the boss like you did in Halloween. You could try not to get pulled, and that sometimes worked, but his breathing in messed people up. When I do these events, I do a lot of public battle, like on the Discord where people post private servers. I've done that for pretty much all these events except for anniversary, of course. So I'm kind of seeing how the general community plays these events, and that's why I rated Halloween kind of low, because the bosses were just getting stuck and it was just real easy for people. Christmas event, I don't think I've seen a single person cheese Clevin efficient. You could attack him from like on top of the cave, but again, you were very limited to the attacks you had, so it really was just a waste of your time if you did that. But the Christmas event took a lot of people to do it, and it was the first event to offer devil fruits as a prize, which gave the replayability of the event a high rating. Even if you had all the drops, you could still do this for a free devil fruit, which was really nice. And there was no item that was like high priced. Also, you did not need to fight Krampus to fight the main boss, which was really good, because once you get the shield, you were done with Krampus and you just needed to fight the minions, which I think was an improvement over Halloween as a whole. So for that, I'm putting it in A tier. Now, Valentine's 2022 event, which is happening right now still. Personally, I think that this is the best event. The basic layout, the map of this place was really good, you know. I still think Halloween was the peak GPO map design overall, but the Cupid dungeon was really well made. Cupid dungeon was actually made to be soloed, and it scales with how many people you have. So having multiple people or going at it alone was actually pretty much the same difficulty, and by being made to be soloed, made it kind of a better event. This is good because it made it efficient so that you didn't have to waste your time doing one dungeon, get nothing out of it. Now, as for the boss fight itself, it was actually a pretty good boss fight. The boss was a mostly close combat fighter, but it also had some moves to like prevent you from cheesing it, you know, with the lightning and the teleportation move that it usually did. Overall, yeah, I think it deserves the S tier that it gets in this video. It was a really good event, and I'm excited to see what the GPO devs have to bring to the table next. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to join the Discord, because once update 5 drops, I'm going to be hosting a massive event, and I'm going to be giving away a lot of fruits to many winners. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.